Hello, my name's Amy from Stallion AI Services, and I'm here to tell you about the iSperm. Now, this is in the same price bracket as lots of other hemocytometers and semen analyzers on the market. However, they only measure concentration, which is no use if your sample is dead or if you're struggling with your animal's fertility. The iSperm not only measures concentration, but also motility, progressive motility, abnormality, and will even calculate your doses for you. Let's see how it works. Hello and welcome to your iSperm tutorial. To start with, take your semen sample and give it a gentle swirl. Be careful not to create too many bubbles. From here, we use a variable pipette set at 7.5 microlitres as per the instructions. Take your pipette tip and gently pipette your sample. And place it onto the end of the sample dropper. From here, gently tap the sample to spread the drop and turn the sample into the base chip. Now, be careful not to touch the end of the base chip, as this will put a fingerprint on your image. From here, turn on your microscope, gently screw it into the back of the iSperm unit, and click Analyze Now. From here you can see our sample, and our locator chip, this little triangle here, tells us which way the sample is facing. Please make sure this is facing upwards in order to take an average view, which I'll show you in a moment. Press Analyze Now. Now this sample is currently at 51 million per mil, which is within the desired parameters of 10 to 75 million per mil, which means it can therefore give us a progressive motility reading of 59%. Now from here, rotate the triangular chip sideways by twisting the back of the microscope in the iSperm unit. As you can see, the triangle is now facing to the right hand side. Start analysis again. And repeat again by turning the chip so that the triangle is facing down. Start analysis. And one final time. By rotating the sample like this, you can have an average reading of your whole sample. You would do the same on a microscope by moving around the slide to view all angles. From here, we can show all data, which will give us the recordings that we've just taken, and we can watch all of those back on full screen. From here, we can go to complete analysis, and because our concentration is in the desired parameters of 10 to 75 million per mil as per the instructions, we can have a progressive motility reading, which means we can draw the sperm tracks on our sample, which allows us to visualise up here which sperm are motile, which sperm are progressively motile, which sperm are dead, etc. You can also go for a full screen video if you wish. From here we can add in the name of our stallion, which then will save all of the results for that stallion on the system. Through onto semen packaging, we can take the amount of extender that we added in the dilution ratio at the top here. We did 1 to 3 with this sample, and the raw volume of this sample was 25 millilitres. It will do the calculations for you and give you the estimated raw concentration, which is 215 million per mil, and will calculate for you how many doses you can create. So it wants you to add 9.3 mils of raw semen, 30.7 mils of extender, to give you 1.6 billion sperm per dose. Now you can change these readings if you wish, so whatever your desired extended concentration is, you can change that. However much volume you want to give each mare, you can change that too, and it will change the readings. From here you can see we can make 3 doses from this sample. So we'll save that. Now for the rest of the iSperm, we can go into the data center. From here there are 3 different charts: the online charts, the animal list, and the experiment history. The experiment history will break down every sample that you've run. From here, the one we've just done, you can watch it back. you can draw the sperm tracks, and you can have a look at the semen packaging. So you can go back and check each stallion. In the animal list, you can view each stallion individually on all of the experiments that you've done so far with that animal. So from here, Monty will give you an animal report, and it will show you the graphs saved by y-axis and x-axis, and you can change this to week, month, whatever you want to view. As well as this, on the experiment history, you can export your stallion's results into an Excel spreadsheet, which then can be sent around for people to view by using the symbol at the top here for share. Now, if we can click export semen tracks, it will also give you that handy graph with the motile sperm mapped on it. So you can click Monty and the tick at the top, and it will export that into our iCloud account, so we can view that anytime from our iPhones or any other Apple products. In your online chart, this is much of the same. You can view all of your stallion's data online. There we go, and that's all of our data. Now, different species require different dilution rates. One of the main problems we have with the iSperm is human error. If your sample is too dense, the iSperm will not be able to read it correctly, and this is the same with most semen analysis units. There are instructions in the data center and the settings. So go into settings, and how to use iSperm will give you a detailed user manual, including the dilution rates for each species and each version of iSperm. Now, with equine, it is recommended that there is a minimum of 1 to 2 dilution. Sometimes you may need to dilute as far as 1 to 7, or even more, depending on your stallion. Now, the iSperm can view high concentrations, such as up to 500 million per mil, but this is only for visual analysis, so it won't be able to measure the motility correctly, and it won't be able to do progressive motility here. That's because there's going to be too much interference from other sperm cells going over the top of each other for it to give an accurate reading. Another main issue we seem to face with the iSperm is, again, with human error, pipetting the sample. So you saw me swirl the sample pot before we used it today. If the sample is not correctly mixed, the dead cells will sink to the bottom, and if we pipette from the bottom, we'll get a very dense amount of dead cells. Obviously, this is not representing of the sample or of the stallion. So ensuring your sample is well mixed and diluted to the correct parameter is absolutely vital. You can learn how to use the variable pipette that I used today from various YouTube videos. We recommend using these. You can use a dip method where we take the sample dropper and dip it into the sample. This way of sampling is not as accurate as using the variable pipette, and that is the same with any unit. There is a very accurate way of doing it or a not so accurate way of doing it. We recommend using the pipette here. The iSperm will also measure abnormality for you if you wish by clicking the abnormality button in the corner and adjusting the focus. There we go. We can pause the image and count the abnormal cells and add a percentage at the bottom here. Now, what you will have seen when I was using this then, a small banner appear at the top here. Now, this is warning me that the iPad isn't stable. So when I move it, it tells me there's a shake detected. Make sure your iSperm is on a flat surface and a hard surface to reduce any movement, because this will affect the motility readings.